President, I could not help but respond in real time to my very able colleague from the great state of Oklahoma. I really wish things were as simple as my Republican friends would have us to believe. They want us to believe that this is simply a basic voter ID bill. Let me say the same thing I said several days ago. I believe that you should have to prove that you are who you say you are before you vote. But this is not a voter ID bill. This is a voter suppression bill. They really ought to call it what it actually is. They ought to rename this bill, "Your driver's license is not enough to register bill." Not only is your driver's license not good enough in most states, except those states where your citizenship is a part of your driver identification. That's literally a handful of states. You will not be able to register to vote using your driver's license. You will not be able to register to vote using your student ID. You will not be able to register to vote using your military ID. Let's be very clear. The Republicans know that their policies are failing, that they have kicked 15 million Americans off of their health care, that they have doubled health care premiums for some 22 million Americans. They have dragged us, or they have enabled this president to drag us into a war, and he can't even explain why we're there. And they want to make it difficult for everyday Americans to hold them accountable. This will not stand. It will not succeed. This bill especially disenfranchises women. There are many people right now, listen to me at home, who are registered to vote right now, and you say, well, I've never had to prove my citizenship in order to vote. You will after this. If this bill is passed, you will. If you move, you'll have to re-register. If you change your name, if you get married, you'll have to register to vote as we do. And all of a sudden, your driver's license will not be good enough, even though you've been voting for years, decades. That will not be good enough. Imagine being a woman, your birth certificate does not match your current name. And so you got to go drag out documents that you haven't seen for years in order to certify that you are a citizen. The question you ought to ask is why would they go through all of this? Why is this necessary when there is no evidence at all that we have some major problem of voter fraud through voter identification? It is already illegal to vote if you're not a citizen. It's illegal. They will deport you. You will be prosecuted under law if you register to vote and you are not a citizen. If you try to vote, you're not a citizen, it is a crime. You can be deported. And they're trying to convince us that there are droves of people in this country who are willing to risk deportation, risk being arrested, risk the abuse that we are seeing visited upon American citizens by ICE agents in real time, that they're willing to risk all of that in droves in order to change the outcome of an election. It defies credulity. And it's simply not true. Donald Trump wants to meddle with the outcome of the midterm elections because he knows that he is losing. And citizens who are watching this right now, not only ought you to reject this, as we're doing on your behalf, you ought to register in droves and put this nonsense to an end. Democracy is the very house we live in. It is the place in which we get to fight for the things that we say matter And little by little, they are chipping away at the democracy itself. Let the people speak. Let people cast their votes without having to jump over all kinds of unnecessary barriers. Why would you disenfranchise hundreds of thousands, millions of Americans while chasing a problem that does not exist? Why are you so afraid of the voices of the people? I ask my friends on the other side of the aisle. The most powerful words in a democracy are the people have spoken. We must ensure that no voter suppression bill prevents them from speaking. I yield the floor.
Amen. I'll agree with Senator Warnock. The hate is so great in America by these prejudiced white people that they are willing to start a civil war because they know that black people and brown people and women, we ain't going back to the 1500s or the 1600s or the 1700s. See, I know you lying about voter fraud. I know that. In 35 years, you done found around 10 cases or somebody that's trying to vote that shouldn't be able to vote. Out of billions of votes over 35 years, you found like 10 people that try to vote. I'm 69 years old, and I'm telling you, these white folks is going to get something put on them because everybody know they lying. Every black person, a brown person, a woman, we know that those prejudiced white people are lying. I'm 69 years old. Do you know that a driver's license that all those prejudiced white people voted with in the 50s and the 60s, do you know those driver's license was just a piece of paper? It didn't even have no picture on it. You could vote with a light bill or a phone bill or a student ID. That's the same thing that these prejudiced white folks voted with for years and years and years and years. And those are the laws that they made. Those very laws that they've been voting with ever since voting it was fine to have a paper ID that got your address and your date of birth on it, and your social security card and your birth certificate. I can go to a bank and sit down at the desk at a bank and take out a loan with my driver's license and my social security number. I can go to an ATM machine and I can put my debit card in there with no ID, no driver's license. I can put my debit card in there and I can enter my PIN number and they'll spit me out $500. I signed up for my Social Security to start my Social Security on the phone. Just think about this now. They gonna give me a monthly Social Security check and they never saw me because I did it totally over the phone. I signed up for my Medicare when I was eligible. I signed up to get medical insurance over the phone. But I can't vote with a birth certificate and a social security card and a driver's license or a state ID. Out of all the years that I've been voting, I have never been able to vote without showing my ID. These prejudiced white folks is going to get a whole bunch of white folk dead because everybody know that all that bull that they talking is nothing but lies. Why was it good enough for you in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, and in the early 2000s? Why was a paper ID good enough for you? A student ID good enough for you? But it ain't good enough for a nigger or a spick or a savage. You asking for trouble. I'm telling you right now, you know that you ain't nothing but you know what. It's the end of the road for those lies. Ain't nobody believing you. Ain't no black and brown person believing you. You are the minority. In this country, the majority rule. And you prejudiced white men, you are not the majority. You lucky if you 35% of the population. If you try that bull, we're going to put something to you. I'm just simply saying. I don't believe in violence, but I don't believe in lying either. I don't believe in deceit either. Boy, these white folks are so prejudiced. I guess you're going to die for hate, right? Ain't nobody going to let you take away their freedom. You know why? And you know the only reason I need? Because I don't have to. I am a natural-born American citizen. My grandfather and my father, my mother, they was all natural-born American citizen too. I have the same right that you have. And you lying on me. You lying on me. And I ain't gonna take it no more. I ain't taking no lie. You prejudiced white people, you know that you are the one that wrote the rules of voting. Not women, not black and brown, that prejudiced white man. You are the one that wrote the law. But you only wrote that law for your prejudiced white people. Those days are over. Those days are never going to return. If you want war and you come for us, that's exactly what you're going to get. Because that's what the Constitution tells us that we can do. No man is above the law, and no man is better than anybody else. It's the end of the road for prejudice. It's the end of the war. If you want war, and we're not going to give up our freedom, you might as well just go ahead and bring it. You ain't nothing but a man just like me. Your blood is red, and you die just like me. You ain't no God. And you ain't no better than me, and I ain't no better than you. Showtime. Showtime. You can do what you got to do. The black and the brown people and the women, we got to do what we got to do. I don't want to see war. I don't want to see millions of people laying in the street dead. But I'm not going to let you take my freedom either. Thank you.